Hello, hope this video finds you well. Tonight we're going to look at diff21, which is from Warmup 1, and this is the Java solution. The problem states, given an int n, return the absolute difference between n and 21, except return double the absolute difference if n is over 21. And if we look at this situation here, we see 19, the difference between 19 and 21 is 2, so we return 2. The difference between 10 and 21 is 11, so we return 11. And the difference between 21 and 21 is 0, so we return 0. You can see in these test cases, they don't give us any case where n is greater than 21, so you have to be sure you understand what the problem's stating. So if, for example, diff21, where, actually let's just do this. We'll just return for now 1, which is obviously wrong. If we have, for example, diff21, and we pass it 22, we get the value 2, because the difference between 21 and 22 is 1, but we're greater than 21, so we double it. So there's a number of ways to do this. The simplest way is to simply check if your number is less than or equal to 21 or greater than 21 and make a decision. So to do that, we just simply say if n is less than or equal to 21, and then we simply return 21 minus n. And if it makes it past this if statement, then we know it's greater than 21, so we're going to return n minus 21 times 2. I hit go, and there it is. Now, that's one way to do this problem. And it's probably, the best way to do it, but again, it's always nice to talk about the different ways. What we could do here is we could make an integer, and we're going to call our integer result, and we're going to say the result is equal to n minus 21. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write an if statement and say if n is less than or equal to 21, I'm going to return result, which is the difference. Otherwise, I'm going to return the result times 2. And I hit go, and you'll see it kind of works, but not fully. And the problem we get is that when we are less than 21, we're actually getting the negative value. And that's because, notice in our first solution, we had to check if n is less than or equal to 21, we say 21 minus n. Otherwise, we say n minus 21, and that's to ensure we get a positive result. This is a really nice opportunity to make sure you understand the idea of an absolute value function and then how to access it in Java. So what we can do here is, if we want to get the difference regardless of not knowing the size of n relative to 21, we can use the absolute value function. So we say math.abs. And that is, what's going to happen here is we're going to take n minus 21, and then we're going to absolute value that. And what the absolute value means is that we just take the result and makes it positive. So if I hit go now, this works fine. Again, why is this really important as a beginning programmer? Well, first off, knowing that you can use the absolute value function to get the absolute difference is really nice. The other thing it kind of highlights is this idea that, we can learn a whole bunch from this line. We know that the absolute value function is a static function contained in the math class. Why do I know it's a static function? I know that because it's invoked with the name of the class. And for beginner programmers, these are a lot of different words we're throwing around here, but when I'm working with students that are just learning how to program, I want them to learn to always identify that in Java. If you are invoking a function with the name of the class, that function is a static function. And that becomes really important when you get into object-oriented programming and some other more advanced techniques later on. I hope that helped, and as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.